As the United States prepares for the year ahead of its G20 presidency, a number of countries are taking stock of some of the deals they've managed to secure at the South Africa's G20 Leaders Summit. Now, one of such country is Saudi Arabia, which was led by Prince Fahd bin Mansour bin Nasser bin Abdulaziz, chair of the G20 Startup20 Engagement Group. The Saudi delegation says it was able to promote its national programs in innovation and entrepreneurship and to sign agreements of MoUs during the G20 summit now, and that their participation also in Africa's first G20 summit signaled a renewed global rush of Africa. For more on this, we're now joined on the line by Abdulaziz Alsaif, the Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Vision of Leadership Association. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Channel Africa. Perhaps let me begin by asking you this question. Did Saudi Arabia achieve the goals it set going into this G20 summit?
Well, first of all, good evening, and thank you for having me. Definitely. I mean, first of all, I would like to thank, the host of South Africa for generously hosting us this year. They've done a tremendous job with everything that they've done so far. And yes, I think in many ways, a lot of things were accomplished this year. One thing for sure is that we worked through different task forces with our engagement group to draft a lot of these different policies depending on the task force. And at the end of that summit, of course, all of that was shared with, leaders. Specifically tying to the engagement group, which is Startup20, and a lot of the topics that tie to both startups, small and medium enterprises, and entrepreneurs. So I think that has been accomplished. But on the other aspect, it's just being able to be present with all of the G20 nations and especially the South African counterparts, whether it's the ecosystem. I think a lot of partnerships have been established between South Africa and Saudi Arabia. We've signed more than 25 MoUs all across different industries. So yeah, I do think it has been really successful and wonderful.
Yeah, 25 MOUs. I guess it's a step in the right direction. But I'm keen to know in what way did the outcomes of the summit support or accelerate Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 priorities?
Definitely. So I think one of the key things in terms of Vision 2030 is really diversifying the economy, learning from different new industries, whether it's abroad through G20 nations, and basically collaborating with other nations. I think throughout the summit itself, a lot of these different partnerships have helped or enabled entrepreneurs from Saudi to start working globally. And this is not just this year, but all throughout the years that we've participated in this engagement group. And I think that's really wonderful. And that's one part, of course. The other aspect is really just learning from other nations and just basically being able to showcase a lot of the programs that the kingdom has developed as part of the Vision 2030. Now, for our space, it's more of like, for startups, what have we done in terms of investment, in terms of programs for accelerators, incubators, and ways for entrepreneurs to come into the kingdom through the entrepreneurship visa or the premium residency to be able to contribute into also our economy, but grow themselves.
You also talk about collaboration. In your view, how did Saudi Arabia's program deepen bilateral or multilateral ties with African nations during this summit?
Definitely. So I think the African Union was part of the summit itself. A lot of countries were also participating at the summit. And so with our delegations, there's really a full ecosystem of different stakeholders, whether it's government authorities, enablers, accelerators, investors, and startups. And being able to really come to South Africa and meet, other delegates from different countries was really helpful. And I think it's just a platform for us to be able to connect with those others. And we did hear a lot of great stories from our delegates in connecting with both people from South Africa or other nations within Africa. But I think it's definitely useful to have more of these platforms for us to come and allow for our delegations to really engage with other nations, regardless of where they come from, of course.
Yeah, Abdulaziz, just before I let you go, how does, Saudi Arabia plans to build on the momentum from the South Africa's G20 presidency in the upcoming G20 cycle?
So I think as of the moment right now, the social engagement group itself, we do connect heavily with all of the counterparts from all of the nations. And we work year on year to make sure that basically a lot of this collaboration continues to work. As of now, we're still waiting to see what next year looks like in terms of agenda. So until that moment happens, we do still connect with all of the nations within G20 to make sure that these collaborations continue, whether it's on a similar platform or throughout the years that are coming up.
Abdulaziz Alsaif, the Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Vision of Leadership Association. Thank you for indeed making the time.
Of course. Thank you for having me.